Good morning students, my name is Rukmini Raikar. I have been teaching chemistry since 20 years and I have been working in a college as a NEET as well as a JEE faculty. Okay. Today I will be discussing something related to that of organic chemistry of the 12th standard, the common topic for both state as well as the CBSE. In CBSE some of the chapters have been reduced, whereas in state it is the same. Okay. So, I have chosen today's topic is nothing but haloalkanes and haloarenes. Fine. We will start with haloalkanes and haloarenes. Fine. To begin with the introduction part, what exactly is that? See, we have an alkane. Alkane has a general molecular formula CnH2n plus 2, right. Now, since I am studying haloalkanes, what we are going to do is, I am going to substitute one of the hydrogen with that of the halide, that is nothing but X, right. So, what exactly we will do is, we will take here CH3 and substitute with Cl. You can take any of the halogens, you can take fluoride, chloride, bromide or iodide. So, the general formula will be CnH2n plus 1 and one of the hydrogen will be replaced by X. Now, in this case what we are going to do is replace one of the hydrogen in the sense henceforth the alkyl group, that is a methyl group, is represented by R and halogen is represented by X. So, we call this to be as a alkyl halide. Okay. Same thing if you represent by aromatic group, that is a benzene ring with that of an halogen. So, we will take this as Ar and X, that is called as a aryl halide. Now, with this basic introduction, we will start with a classification. Classification, we will start with the hybridization. We have three types of hybridization: sp3 hybridization, sp2 hybridization and sp hybridization. Okay. Now, let me start with sp3 hybridization. Now, carbon which has got 3 hydrogen, okay, and then here we will have an halogen. This carbon is of sp3 hybridized. The carbon is of sp3 hybridized. One of the hydrogen, the carbon which carries a halogen, the carbon to which a halogen is bonded. In this, one of the hydrogen I am substituting by methyl group. Rest 2 hydrogen remains as it is. I repeat, the carbon which is carrying a halogen, one of the hydrogen atom has been substituted. Then we call this to be as a primary alkyl halide. This we call it as a primary alkyl halide. Like, let me give you one more example. We have here CH3, C, CH2, one hydrogen. Then we have here CH2, Cl. You can see that the carbon atom is of sp3 hybridized. Okay. We are not going to classify based on this. We are going to classify based on the carbon atom to which a halogen is bonded. In this, 2 hydrogen remains as it is, whereas 1 hydrogen atom is substituted by bulky group. Even this we consider to be as a primary alkyl halide. Next one, 2 hydrogen atoms are being substituted, like we have CH3, C, here it will be C2H5. You can substitute by the same group or you can substitute with a different group. 2 hydrogen atoms are substituted, 1 hydrogen atom remains as it is, and then we have a halogen. Okay. The carbon atom to which a halogen is bonded, 2 hydrogen atoms are substituted, then we call them to be as a secondary alkyl halide. We call this as secondary alkyl halide. Now, in case you have your CH3, CH, Cl and then CH3. This we call them to be as a secondary carbon, and it is also called as secondary alkyl halide. We call this to be as a secondary alkyl halide. Coming to the next, which we call it as tertiary alkyl halide. That is the carbon to which a halogen is bonded. All the 3 hydrogen atoms are substituted. All the 3 hydrogen atoms are substituted. This particular carbon atom, we call them to be as a sp3 hybridized, and it is called as tertiary alkyl halide. Okay. In this, if I take CH3, here it is CH3 group, even here it is CH3. Here I have CH2Cl. You can see this compound. This we never call it as a tertiary. It is because the carbon to which a halogen is bonded, if one of the hydrogen atom is substituted, then we call them to be as a primary itself. It is not called tertiary. So this is a classification based on sp3 hybridization, primary, secondary and tertiary alkyl halide. Right? Now, again there is one more example for this. Here I have here CH2 double bond CH, and then here it is CH2Cl. You can see here the carbon atom is of sp3 hybridization, but this carbon atom is of sp2 hybridized. That is, the halogen is bonded to sp3 hybridized. Next to that carbon we have sp2 hybridized. Then we call this to be as a allylic halide. We call this to be as a allylic halide. Okay. This is some of the classification which I am touching. Fine. Now, let me come to one preparation. I am doing only some of the important points from each topic I am doing. Right. Let me come for the preparation. In preparation, we can take from alkanes. Okay. Now, alkanes we know that supposing if I take CH3, which we call them to be as a ethane. Subject this to chlorination in presence of sunlight. Subject this to chlorination in presence of a sunlight. It is a simple concept. It runs with free radical mechanism. Free radical mechanism, right? In free radical mechanism, I can substitute any of the hydrogen atom. So, I can get here as CH3, CH2, Cl, which we call them to be as a ethyl chloride, or it is also called as chloroethane. It is also called as a chloroethane. Same thing, if it is a 2 carbon atom, it is fine. I can substitute, if it is 1 carbon, 2 carbon atom, I can substitute to any hydrogen that goes on. Whereas, same thing, if I take CH3, CH2, CH3, which we call this to be as a propane. Okay. Supposing if I subject this to chlorination, if I subject it to chlorination in presence of sunlight, I can get 2 different products. That is nothing but I can get here as CH3, CH2, CH2Cl, that is 1 chloropropane. The first carbon atom in which hydrogen is there, it has been substituted. So, we call it as 1 chloropropane. Same thing, I can get one more product, that is CH3, CH, here it is Cl and here it is CH3, which we call it as 2 chloropropane. 2 chloropropane. Okay. Now, see the difference. Here it is a primary carbon atom, here it is a secondary carbon atom. When we get 2 different products, we need to give a justification which will be the major product, which will be the minor product. Okay. According to the rule, he says that tertiary carbon is more stable than secondary carbon. Secondary carbon is more stable than the primary carbon. Okay. So, according to this, 2-chloropropane is our secondary carbon atom and this will be the major product. Secondary carbon atom will be the major product when we do the chlorination reaction. Okay. Now, already in 11th standard, we people have studied something related to Marconifer's rule. We are going to repeat again the Marconifer's rule here. See, supposing if I take an unsymmetrical group CH3 double bond, here it is CH2, which is nothing but one propene or propane we call it as. Treat this with hydrogen bromide. Treat this with hydrogen bromide. When you treated this hydrogen bromide, what are the products we get? Here, typically we are going to follow Marconifer's rule. Okay. What is that says? See, if you take CH3, CH, double bond, CH2, right? I will get two different carbocations here. Either the double bond can shift to this carbon atom, I can get the product as CH3, CH, single bond CH2. Here it will be negative charge, here it will be positive charge. Or else it can shift here where I can get the product as CH3, CH, here it is a negative charge and here it is a positive charge. Alright. In both the cases I can get these two products. Now, treat this with hydrogen bromide. Treat this with hydrogen bromide so that I will get the product as CH3, CH, here it is Br and CH3, which we call it as 2-bromopropane. And the second product what I will get here as CH3, CH2, CH2, Br, 1-bromopropane. Now you need to decide which is a major product. Which is a major product? The second, in the first case, see, this will be the major product. Okay, this will be the major product. The question comes as, why is that major product? Because it is following the Marconifer's rule. The negative should get bonded to the carbon atom which has a least number of hydrogen, which is according to our Marconifer's rule. Okay. So, this is our second preparation. If we are studying in terms of haloarenes, since the chapters both haloalkanes and haloarenes, we are going to study something related to haloarenes. In haloarenes, see, we have first one which we call them to be as a diazotization. Now, what exactly is this diazotization? We are going to take sodium nitrite NaNO2, treat this with HCl. NaNO2 is nothing but sodium nitrite, treat this with HCl. When you treat this with HCl, I will get here as NaCl and nitrous acid, that is nothing but HNO2. This we call it as a nitrous acid. Now, we are going to take aniline, an organic compound NH2, dissolve this in HCl and HNO2. The temperature you are going to maintain between 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. Try to eliminate all the hydrogen and oxygen. Finally, we get the compound as N2 plus and Cl minus with elimination of 2 molecules of water. N2 plus and Cl minus. Okay. Let me rewrite this, Cl minus. This we call it as diazonium chloride. Okay. The process we call them to be as a diazotization. The complete process we call it as a diazotization. Now the compound we are going to prepare is haloarenes, okay, which we call it as Sand-Meyer's reaction. Okay. In Sand-Meyer's reaction, what we are going to do is, see, we are going to take diazonium chloride which we had prepared, Cl minus N2 plus. The diazonium chloride, treat this with either CuCl in presence of HCl, or you can even do it with CuBr in presence of HBr, any of these reagent, so that we get here as chlorobenzene liberating nitrogen gas, and then bromobenzene with liberating nitrogen gas as well as Cl minus. So, this is one of the method where we are going to prepare haloarenes, right. We touched the introduction part, the preparations. Let me now go with the chemical properties. Okay. Now, when we come to the chemical properties, right now I am going to do the chemical properties. Okay. In chemical properties, it depends like what exactly you are going to use. Okay. Now see, I am going to take C2H5Cl. In chemical properties, we can study either nucleophilic substitution reaction. The first one is nothing but nucleophilic substitution reaction. Second one, we have even the elimination reaction. When you are coming for the nucleophilic substitution reaction, we are going to take C2H5Cl, treat this with potassium hydroxide in the aqueous medium. So, medium matters for us. We are going to take a aqueous medium. When you take aqueous medium, eliminate KCl. Eliminate KCl, so that I will get here as C2H5OH with elimination of KCl. Okay. I am eliminating here Cl, right. So, we even call them to be as a dehalogenation. You are trying to remove an halogen, so we call them to be as a dehalogenation reaction. Same thing. Now, you may ask why we are specifying aqueous medium, why not any other medium? I will let you know that. See here, right now I am doing the aqueous medium. Same reaction, if I take CH3, CH2, Cl, same ethyl chloride I have split it like this and written. I will treat this with potassium hydroxide, but in a alcoholic medium. Okay. Now, what I have done, I have taken a potassium hydroxide, dissolved it in alcohol. In alcoholic medium, what exactly happens is, I will eliminate KCl, okay, and I will eliminate even a water molecule, okay, hydrogen from here and the OH group from here, so that I will get here as CH2 double bond CH2, elimination of KCl and water. Okay. Now see here, I am trying to eliminate KCl as well as water, that is I am removing a halogen as well as a water. So, even we call this reaction to be as a dehydrohalogenation. We call this reaction as dehydrohalogenation reaction. We are removing water as well as a halogen simultaneously. Okay. Based on dehydrohalogenation, let me take one more example in this, that is here. I will get here as CH3, CH2, CH, and here it is Cl and CH3. You can find here unsymmetrical carbon atom, right, which we call it as 2-chlorobutane. Fine. Now, treat this with potassium hydroxide, that is alcoholic condition. Okay. Now, what exactly happens? See, let me tell you here. This is, we call it as an alpha carbon atom. For whichever the functional group is bonded, that carbon we call it as an alpha carbon atom. Whereas, this next to that we call them to be as a beta carbon atom. Now, with alcoholic KOH, I told you dehydrohalogenation takes place. This is my first product. I will take here as CH3, CH, double bond CH, CH3, okay, with elimination of KCl and water. What exactly I did in this case is, I removed the hydrogen from this beta carbon atom, okay. Coming to the second product, that is CH3, CH2, CH, double bond CH3 with elimination of KCl and water, okay. Now in the second case what I did was, I removed the hydrogen from this carbon atom, okay. So now what do we think, which will be the major product or which will be of a higher percentage, right? See, you can see here the double bond is being bonded by 2 carbon atom from here and 2 carbon atom from here. So it is highly stable, it is highly stable, whereas the double bond is immediately to the next carbon atom, which is least stable. So we say that the product 1 is of a higher percentage and product 2 is of a minor product will be, the first one will be the major product, the second one will be the minor product. Since we are removing hydrogen from beta, we are removing hydrogen from the beta carbon, this particular reaction is also called as beta elimination reaction. This particular product, this reaction is also called as beta elimination reaction, okay. So this is one of the chemical properties for alkyl halide, okay. Let me now take a chemical property with respect to that of haloarenes, okay. Now see, I will take here a benzene ring with chlorine, we call it as a chlorobenzene, right. In chlorobenzene what exactly happens is, the chlorine is an electron donating group, okay. If it is an electron donating group, it activates the ortho position and it activates the para position. This we call it as ortho position and this one we call them to be as a para position. And this activation happens only when you have an electron donating group, okay. So now since this is an electron donating group, it activates ortho position and para position. We will start with the reaction. We are going to take a chlorobenzene, okay. Treat this with CH3Cl in presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride AlCl3. You guys are very much aware of this reaction, Friedel-Crafts alkylation, which you have studied even in your 11th standard, okay. This we call them to be as a Friedel-Crafts alkylation. If you are using CH3Cl, it is an alkyl halide. So we call them to be as a Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Use here 2 molecules, even here 2 molecules. We get here as Cl and here it is CH3, okay. And one more product in the para position, here it is Cl and here it is a CH3 with elimination of 2 molecules of HCl, right. See, if you do not see the Cl, we call them to be as a toluene, we call it as orthochlorotoluene, and the second product is parachlorotoluene, okay. So if you take any chlorobenzene, since it is an electron donating group, it activates the ortho position as well as the para position. You can either do alkylation, we call it as a Friedel-Crafts alkylation. If you want to do acylation also, it is the same. What exactly is acylation is, you will take 2 molecules of CH3COCl. If you take CH3COCl, we call them to be as a Friedel-Crafts acylation. Even in this case, you will get the product as ortho product and the para product, that is nothing but we get here COCl, here it will be COCH3 with elimination of HCl. Same thing you get even in the para position Cl, here it will be COCH3 with elimination of HCl. So whichever chlorobenzene you take, since chlorine is an electron donating group, it activates the ortho position and the para position. Since it activates ortho and para position, we get the products to be ortho and para. Even in this, there is a major product and the minor product. Major product is nothing but the para position, because both the functional groups are very far and they are very stable. Whereas in ortho position, since both are very close, you will have certain repulsion or steric hindrance which will make them to be as a unstable. So, this is a chemical properties for that of the aromatic hydrocarbon, that is aromatic aryl halides we call it as, or haloarenes also. In under haloarenes only it comes as a chemical properties.